In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the myths out there about time management, some of the things that absolutely do not work, no matter how many blogs are written about them. But I'm also going to show you what does. Who should watch this video? If you're a lawyer who has to handle lots of cases, lots of people on your team, lots of anger and frustration, but also have to go out and get new business. If you're a CPA who has to do tax returns, thousands of them working around the clock during tax return times, but you also have to go get new clients for yourself. If you're a financial advisor and you have to manage this existing client base with lots of assets, lots of people, but you also have to go get new clients, not just to build your assets under management, but also because maybe you have some quotas around you. Or if you're an entrepreneur starting your business or in the midst of your business, and you have to build your business, design, innovate, create new strategies, but also you have to go and be an ambassador for your business, this video is for you. So I'd love to talk to you about what strategies work. Before I do, introduction of myself for those who don't know me. My name is Amy Parvane, founder and CEO of Select Advisors Institute. Our business has coached and consulted thousands of service professionals since our founding in 2013, and a huge challenge around growth and business development has always been, I would say, number one or number two is time. How can I make time in my day-to-day to basically do more business development activities? So I have had multiple experiences with this topic and heard best practices, but also it comes from personal experience. As the head of the household for a family of 5 who has had to do, has had to take family time, but also the CEO of my own business, which has experienced double-digit returns since inception, and have to manage the team, design, services, but also at the same time growth. I have become, in my opinion, a guru around time management. I'm constantly looking to advance it and become better with each hour of my time. I've written a lot about it. I've written not to waste my time. If you are contacting me, you better have a reason for it. But also I have really been talking about this a lot. However, I am never going to say I'm the master of this. So if you have other strategies around time management, please comment below. And if you like what I have to provide, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. That will allow us to create more videos around this topic and to be of help to you. So let's get started around managing your time around business development. So before we get started, what I wanted to do was talk to you guys about not just what works, but first what doesn't work and give you the reasoning. And I would say there's 2 things that have been written about a lot, have been talked about a lot. There's a lot of books on them. And trust me, I have tried them and I will tell you why they don't work. So the first thing everyone's gonna tell you, which is the grand master plan of time management, is probably something your teammates have been telling you, your other entrepreneur mentors have been telling you, and that is to delegate. Wow, that sounds great and all, right? Keep hiring a lot of people, increase your expenses at the sake of getting new business. Well, that sounds great and all, but if any of you guys have started delegating, you'll see that delegating becomes its own chore. You have to delegate, but then keep on top of every single person on your team and make sure that they're doing what they've been delegated to do. And the buck will always stop at you, right? Because you are the head of that business. So you're constantly responsible for who you have delegated to. And that doesn't give you more time back. It just removes your previous chores and now recovers them with some other responsibility. So delegating is amazing, but keep in mind, it doesn't take away the time you need in order to do business development. You just become busier with something new and you have a new expense in your business. So delegating is great for taking out things that are low value and outsourcing them to someone else, but they don't give you time back, in my opinion. The second thing that's been talked about in books, blogs, podcasts, has been extensively covered is time blocking. What is time blocking? Time blocking is a restructuring of your calendar into 15 to 2-hour increments. And within those, you're supposed to spend 15 to 60 minutes full focus around all the different tasks you have to do. And one of those is business development. So I'm going to talk about 3 reasons why time blocking doesn't work. Number 1 is because of the headspace that is required for business development. Business development is a right brain activity. Sales requires creativity, inspiration, being in a exciting and happy mindset. Your other activities, whether it be cases that you're covering, are requiring left brain. Left brain requires charts and figures and data and analytics, and those are a different headspace that you need to be in. That's why I don't believe that time blocking works, because by the time your brain shifts into the business development mode, your 60 minutes are up. And so that's one reason why I don't like time blocking. The number 2 reason why I don't like time blocking is because think about all the other times you have time blocked. You've blocked out an hour. And what's happened? A lot of times other tasks start creeping into that 1 hour. And slowly that 1 hour goes to 30 minutes and 20 minutes. And it starts piling on because other things take priority. And so I'm not a big fan of time blocking because of that reason. And the third reason why I don't believe that time blocking works for sales is because sales ideas beget more sales ideas. When you're on a roll when it comes to sales or something artistic or creative, you probably notice you're like, and what about this idea? And what about that idea? That's why I like whiteboarding ideas, right? Because it just it's inspiring. You're just getting more and more ideas. Your creative juices are flowing. And if you're time blocking, oops, the hour is gone. By the time the creative juices finally start flowing, it's too late. So I've given you guys 3 reasons why time blocking doesn't work, and I've also talked to you guys about why I think delegating isn't the answer to the problem. You can't find a head of business development and then the problem is gone if you don't have a time management strategy around your entire business. So right now, I'm going to talk about what actually does work when it comes to time management for business development and sales. And it is a 3-step process that has worked for me, has worked for my clients, and I'm going to share that secret with you today. So the process starts with the comprehension that business development is a completely right brain, awe-inspired, long-term strategy. It cannot be forced. It cannot happen in 1 hour. So step 1 of my process that is around business development time management is to look at your calendar today and choose 1 full day in the entire month that you're going to allocate completely to business development. It requires no boundaries from the left or the right. From the morning on, you cannot have too many interruptions. So I typically like to choose Sundays. I know it's a weekend day, but it is the only day that I'm not being interrupted. And it doesn't have to be the full day, but I don't want there to be a cap. So I want to start maybe at 4 p.m. and I want to just go on. That's the day that I have circled in my calendar. So that's step 1. You could also choose that day as an offsite day for your entire team. I know at Google, they basically give a whole day to their teammates for the day to just think, just to be creative. If a company like Google is allocating that for its people, there's got to be a reason, right? That they believe that having a full day to be creative is really important. Step 2. Now, what are you going to do the remainder of the month? Are you just going to slack off for business development? No. This is a time when you start absorbing all the ideas that you have around business development. Maybe it's a conference you want to go to. Maybe it's someone you want to reach out to. Maybe it's LinkedIn. Maybe it's this or that. you're going to start a page on your iPhone Notes tab app or whatever other device you have, but it needs to be mobile. It needs to travel with you. And throughout the month, you're going to basically just write ideas in there as they come to you. Business development is one of those things that if you embrace it, if you nurture it, and if you allow it to come to you, more and more ideas will come to you. It's not like you can read a book about it and just do it. You kind of have to welcome it into your life. Otherwise, we would all read about how Picasso did his art and we would all learn how to do art, right? Business development doesn't work like that. Sales, creativity, art are one of those things that have to come to you, and you'll have to kind of embrace those. That's why throughout the month, I want you to welcome them, but I don't want you to act on them. I want you to write those in your iPhone Notes app or in something that you're carrying with you all the time. Now we get to step 3. The day that you have chosen. That's the day that you sit down, you get a nice cup of coffee or a glass of wine with you, and you just sit there with all of these ideas that you have gathered throughout the month, and you start checking them off. So for example, if it's to write to this big CEO, you actually write that email and you put it in your draft mode. So you don't press the send button, you just implement. You write for your whole month, what are some of the things you have to do? By that time, you would have gotten the email addresses, you would have gotten all the names. So on this day, you're just gonna put everything in draft mode. That way, when Monday comes, you have 2 or 3 things you could just check off. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And don't forget, you're also simultaneously building up your notes for the following month. So during this month, you take action, you do the things without having to get creative because you already spent that full day getting creative. And then you also spend this month thinking about the action steps for the following month. So I have actually created a workflow for this in the tab below. If you click on it, you'll be able to download that document for yourself. And hopefully this Select Advisor's time management strategy will work for you. If you have any questions, please use the link below, and I hope to hear your comments very soon.